dear God. Smitty, what are you doing?
Oh, hello dear. Yes, currently I am giving myself higher education, which is most important on motorcycles. At the current moment, love, I am learning about the propulsion system for my 2014 Honda Valkyrie.
Do you want to run that intro?
If by intro, my darling wife, you mean the introduction to this motorbike vlog, then yes, by all means, please start the introduction. What's up, y'all? Big Smitty here. Hey, as you saw from the intro, we're going to talk about educating yourself about your motorcycle, or if you're buying a motorcycle, educating yourself about the motorcycle you're going to buy. So now, one of the things your boy Big Smitty does is from time to time, I love going to different dealerships, different places that sell motorcycle parts. I like to go in, talk to people, and the fact that I don't own a Triumph or a Suzuki or a Harley or a Kawasaki means nothing to me. I'll go in there, I'll look around at their parts. They may have something I want to buy. They may have something for a buddy's bike. They may have something that I just want to have on the shelf in case I ever need it. So I like to go in, look around at the bikes, look at the parts, talk to the salesman, talk to some of the guys at the parts counter, and just kind of see what the dealership's about, just to kind of know what I've got around me. Had a not so good experience at a local Honda dealership close to me. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not going to be a dick to those guys, because during my experience, one part was really bad, the other part was excellent. So we'll get into that because that's really how this whole video came about. So I go into Honda and I wanted to look at one of these. That's right, that's one of those brand new 2020 Gold Wings. Look, I'm not going to buy one. They're kind of expensive, but the thought of having something parked next to Daphne Blake is always in the back of old Smitty's mind, right? So I went in to look at the bike, and the salesman, there were two salesmen there, younger guys. I say kids, I'll call them kids because I'm getting older, but whatever. In their mid to early 20s. Well, I walked up, they didn't act too interested to talk to me, so be it. I started checking the bike out. One of them walks up. I said, hey, what's up, man? We started striking a conversation off, and I asked him a few questions that I already knew the answer to. Because before I went and looked at these bikes, I want to know what they're about. I know about the 1832cc motor, and I know a lot of little things they do that are kind of cool. Started asking him some questions, and he really didn't know shit. Kind of amazed me. I asked a simple question. I asked him what size was the motor. He looked at me and said, I think it's close to like 1800. I said, okay, man, cool. Now, he didn't know that I know this or not, but he looked pretty damn dumb. The second question I asked him, I said, hey, man, what kind of slip-on pipes or exhaust systems do they make for these, the newer ones, the 18s and up? He stood there for a second, and he goes, oh, man, I think there's like 6, 7, 8 companies, man. There's just so many people making exhaust for this bike right now. You know, I mean, it's 2020. Well, that's not true either. If you go look online, you can Google search it yourself, just like I did 2 or 3 weeks ago, just out of curiosity. And what I found was Two Brothers Racing makes a couple of sets of pipe. I believe the Competition Series and then another one. And then there's a company that makes a really expensive one, Remus. It's like a $3,000 system. That's the only two I found. When you Google search and it shows other ones, when you put in the fitment for that bike, they don't fit. A lot of brands come up. Freedom Performance came up, Vance and Hines came up. None of them would fit this year model bike, so there was only 2. So he didn't know that. The next question I asked him, because they're selling the bike sitting right there, I said, hey, does the windshield move up and down? Is it one of those ones that's retractable? He didn't have a clue. Of course, I already knew that it did. I looked that up before I got there, took a screenshot. It tells you all the models have it. So that was a little bit disappointing. So I walked back to the parts department, and that's when the visit got great, because the guy behind the parts counter, who's been there for over 10 years, I've seen him back and forth several times. He started talking about the bike and gave all kinds of information about it. Gave me information about my Valkyrie, which for you Valkyrie riders, I know in the service manual, it only tells you to change out your rear drive oil on your shaft drive, I think every 12,000 miles or so. This guy said do it every time. He said that's one of the weak points of this bikes. They've had issues with them on other bikes. Don't take a chance. Every time you change your oil, do that. I thought that was good information, some good things to share with you Valkyrie riders. But that conversation and looking at parts with him, that made me happy because he knew about the bikes. I said, dude, why don't you sell the bikes? And he goes, we don't have enough volume coming through here. It's better for me to sell parts because I know about everything in here. Okay, I'll give it to him. That's a pretty smart idea. It got me thinking about some of you guys who looked at new bikes. The thing that I want you to understand is before you go buy a new bike, before you go to the dealership, some dealerships like this one are going to have salesmen who don't know that much. However, the Harley dealership down the road, St. Jacinto, man, those guys know a lot about the motors. They know about the twin cams that they're still selling. They know about the new Milwaukee 8s. I've been impressed with them. But for you, you need to walk in that dealership with knowledge. Knowledge of the bike that you're thinking about buying, knowledge of all the things that are important with that bike. When I say that, I mean, know the motor size, know what kind of motor it is, know what kind of upgrades you might want to do, know what kind of pipes, know what kind of air kit, have an idea of what you want to do to the bike. The second thing is that you need to make sure you know the weaknesses of that bike, right? For me, when I bought my Victory, I had already read up on the bike. I had done the Victory versus Harley motorcycle series. So I knew what was good and what was bad. I knew that the clutch cables sometimes would pop on those things and they had issues. I knew that the headlights sucked. I knew that it didn't have that down low grunt that you want. So you have to adjust the timing wheel when I first bought it. I knew those things. I had educated myself on it. When you go in blind and you just take the word of a salesman or you take the word of somebody that's there, that's not good. Do your research. Do your research on your price. Do your research on the weak points of your bike. Do your research on what you want to do with the bike and how much it costs. You can't expect to go in there and get a full exhaust system, an air kit, a tune, all these things, and spend 600 bucks. That's not going to happen. Most of your slip-on exhaust systems start at 600 bucks, and your air kits are 200 bucks or 150 or higher. Then you've got to do a tune or get a tuner and things like that. Know how much that costs before you go in. Do your research. The other thing I would tell you is familiarize yourself with other brands of bikes that are comparable. So for me, when it came down right before I bought Daphne Blake, I had looked at what bikes were on my short list. So for me, the Suzuki M109 and the Valkyrie were there. I went and looked at what I liked about each bike. In the end, I chose the Valkyrie. The 6-cylinder motor is what got me. They were both muscle cruisers. They both had big rear tires. I researched both of those bikes. I did those things. One of the things I did that's important for you to do, get on Kelley Blue Book Motorcycle Values. Get on there and look what a new bike costs, what a used bike trade-in sells for, know what the bike is worth. Now look, some dealerships are not gonna haggle with you at all. They've got a price set and that's it. So know what it's worth. Now if you go into a dealership and the Blue Book value tells you that that thing is worth $17,000 and they have it listed for 21, if they won't come down, go somewhere else. Find somewhere that's closer to your price point. Second thing is go to Cycle Trader. I know what you're thinking. When you get on Cycle Trader, sometimes you have to deal with people who have their bike prices crazy overinflated and people who have their prices way down and they want you to come up. Just get an idea of what kind of condition. If it's a used bike, get an idea of the condition. If it's a new bike, hey, it's easy. Get on there, look at the value, check it out, see what call other dealerships, see what the prices are, call around, get online, look at other dealerships and see what their prices are. It's important for you to shop around because let's face the facts. Dealerships want to make money and you want to keep money in your pocket. Bottom line, we're all the same. Every one of us wants to save money. If we can get something for a little bit cheaper, well, hell, let's get it for a little bit cheaper. It's cold beer today. It's cold beer. I'm running low on Crown. You should be ashamed, but it's cold beer. Anyway, a lot of good used bikes right now. I always hate to say that this is a good time to buy used bikes because so many people have had to sell their bikes because of COVID, and I hate to profit off somebody else's pain. However, I started thinking if we're buying bikes for people and we're putting money in their pocket and helping them during this time, maybe it's something we should do. If you can buy a bike from somebody who's going to lose their job or lose their car or some shit, and you can help them out, hey man, that's just people helping people, and that's powerful shit. So, when it comes to used bikes, my wife has laughed at me because she's seen me go look at used bikes before and I turn into this white trash mechanic. When I go look at the bike, first of all, if I've got cash in pocket, if I've got 8 grand, 9 grand in my pocket, we're not meeting at your house. Because I'm the kind of guy, Yeah, man, we got concealed carry in Texas and it's great, but I don't care. I'm not going to your place to look at your bike at your house for you and 4 of your buddies to jump me, beat my ass, shoot me, and take my money. I'm gonna meet you in a public place. Be smart. Meet people in a public place. Most of your police stations, we have it in this area where you can go and they have parking spots reserved for you to go do Facebook, Craigslist, whatever trades or transfers. Do that. Be smart. If you're carrying a lot of cash or a cashier's check or some shit, don't go to their house. When you go there, my wife, like I said, she laughs. I'll take a flashlight with me. I'm gonna look for every little thing I can find. What do the brake pads look like? What do the tires look like? Has this bike been inside? If you tell me the bike's been inside and I go look and see the master cylinders and the front forks have a ton of pitting, then I know you're full of shit. Most people, when they want to sell something, if they're on the up and up, they'll let you ride it. They may hold on to your license while you ride around the block, whatever. Always take somebody with you. Just saying, but try to ride the bike. Before you buy, try to ride so that you'll know, man, if it won't go in a second, it's got a problem, you know it before you buy it. Those are the kind of things you want to know. Check the oil. If the oil is filthy or if it's low, hey man, you might want to think about that. If it's low and they've been running with low oil, maybe it's got a leak they just cleaned up. Look at all those things. Look at the master cylinder reservoirs. Look, are they full? Look at, is it clean? Is it dirty? Look at the bike from front to back. Are the cables frayed? Do the clutch and brake work? Check all those things. Don't just hand your money over. Educate yourself on the bike. If the bike you're buying's got issues, figure out what they are, how much they cost to fix, and if it's worth your time and your money to do it. Most people you buy a bike from, when that title gets transferred and you sign and give it over to you, if you get it 10 miles from the house and it dies, it's not on them anymore, it's on you. So always think about that. Check the bike over, educate yourself. That's what this whole video is about. Educate yourself on the motorcycle that you want to buy, and hell, educate yourself about the bike that you own currently, because in the end it's going to save you money, it's going to save you time, and hopefully save you any heartbreak that you would get by not doing your due diligence. Like I said, all it takes is a little time. The amazing thing about today is we all carry those little things in our pockets that are computers. That's right, all of us have a cell phone that's a fucking computer. Use it to your advantage. Google search is an amazing thing. Getting on sites is an amazing thing. It will help you make wise choices. Hey y'all, I just want to say thanks for watching the video. Remember, hey, you're gonna like this. I actually know where the buttons are. Hit the subscribe button, it's right over there. When you hit the subscribe button, do me a favor, hit that little bell icon so it'll give you notifications when your boy Smitty makes a new video. Hey, hit the like button, it's on that side too. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think. I want to tell you, hey, thank you, because as of the making of this video, we had 105 subs. We got over 100 subs. I didn't think I would have any subs, as I said to you before. The jokes I've made was I thought it'd be my mom and my wife, and I thought my mom would unsub because I've got a filthy mouth, and my wife was questionable. Anyway, hey, thank you for watching the video. Remember, have a great day. Let's try not to be assholes to each other, and I'll see you next time.